Hi everyone, welcome to FretDojo episode 2. So today we're going to talk about what I call the infamous spider technique, one of the best technique builders that I've come across for the left hand. Okay, let's do it. So this exercise I'm going to show you today, the spider technique, is one of the main ways in which I've been able to improve my left hand coordination and strength. As a bit of background to why I practice this so much, back in the day when I was younger I had to play in a musical. The rehearsals went for hours and hours. Often we were just sitting around not doing much, waiting for the lighting to be set up and so forth. So I had to entertain myself some way, and iPhones weren't around back then, back in the day. So I resorted to practicing my instrument. So I ended up practicing this exercise for hours and hours, and I found that my technique drastically improved right away in a very short time. So I think it's one of the key ways in which you can really boost your left hand technique if you're struggling with things like slurs or speed or coordination. So we'll go to a close-up now, so let's check out the exercise in detail. Okay, so let's get into this technique. What this involves is 2 sets of alternate fingers on alternate strings moving together. So it's probably easiest if I demonstrate this. So what we do on the first string, we start with fingers 4 and 2. So the little finger, the middle finger. On the next string, we go to fingers 3 and 1. So you have all them set up at the start. Now what you do is, without taking off any other fingers unless the ones that you're using at any one time, you do the top string notes. So you go 4 and down to 2 and back up to 4. Like so. Okay, so without moving those top notes now, we're going to do the same on the second string, going from 3 down to 1 and back up to 3. So it might be easier if I show you without holding everything down first so you can get a sense of it. So the first string would be like this, and then the next string is just fingers 3 and 1. Now combined that looks like this, if I'm holding them all down. Okay, so now what you do is you take the 2 fingers that were on the top string, so fingers 2 and 4, and you move them down to string 3, whilst you still keep these ones held down on string 2. You see that? I'll show you once again. So these move across. Now, even just moving them across might be a bit tricky initially. Okay, so we go across like that, and now we play the third string. And now we move fingers 1 and 3 down to the 4th string while still holding down the fingers that were on the 3rd string. And we play those. And we keep going down like that. So these ones go to the 5th string now. And now fingers 1 and 3 skip over and play the bottom string. Okay, so let's try the whole sequence now. So to extend the exercise, what you can do is go in reverse now. So do the same thing, but moving up through the strings instead of down. So we pluck the 6th string notes, leave them held down, pluck the 5th string, move up now, the fingers 1 and 3 are on 4th string, okay, so the whole thing up and down, if we play it a bit faster, should sound like this. So as a variation to the exercise, you can incorporate pull-offs it makes it a bit harder, but it becomes a really good technique builder if you can do that. It really works out your pull-offs and helps your finger strength. So for those of you that don't know, pull-off looks like this, where you actually pluck the string with the left hand instead of just using the right hand to pluck every note. In episode 1 of FretDojo, you can learn more about hammer-on and pull-offs. Okay, so check this out. So what we do now, instead of just plucking each note like so with the right hand, we play the first note with the right hand and then do a pull-off to the next one and then do a normal pluck with the right hand again. So I'll show you again. And then we do that with the next set of fingers on string 2. We go pluck the first note and then do a pull off to the lower note and then pluck the higher note. So you just got to think that you pull off each time to the lower note. So I'll show you the whole exercise using pull-offs instead of just plucking each note. Okay, so what to watch out for this technique if you're struggling with it is firstly make sure, well, you may not notice this, so it's something you more have to keep in mind, that the fingers that you're not using at any time, as I mentioned before, need to be held down for the full benefit of the exercise to come through. So just make sure that you're very careful of that. Also, take it slowly first if you're finding that it's not happening for you, and don't use those pull-offs until you're really confident about just plucking them at a slow pace. So if you're finding this exercise a bit tricky to follow, it's probably good to have a diagram. So if you go to my website, you can find the relevant diagram for this exercise under the post for this lesson. Okay, so I'll say sayonara for now. If you'd like to find out when the next episode's coming out, you can subscribe to my email list on my website, or you can simply subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, peace, see you soon. And a quick reminder before you go to download your free copy of the exercise worksheet for this lesson at www.FretDojo.com.